holding on and joining us today for the Builders Risk webinar. We are going to talk about the Builders Risk program and talk about some specific recent success stories that we have seen on the West Coast. So we are really excited that you joined us today. My name is Donna Berry, and I am one of your Builders Risk contacts, and I do hope to work with you, and we'll be able to talk about some Builders Risk specifics. So we'll go ahead and get started, and what I wanted to do is just go over a real high-level overview of the Builders Risk program. So it is an admitted product for new construction and remodeling for both residential and commercial structures. And you are able to quote this online through our online portal, and we have about 15% less clicks than the competitors. So we took a hard look at the leading online programs that are out there right now, and we only ask the very pertinent, important questions to make sure that it's a real quick process for you. In addition to being a real easy online system for pretty much any Builders Risk product or program, we have 16 automatic additional coverages included in our coverage form. So we are very proud of our coverage form, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the coverages, but we have 16 automatic additional coverages automatically included, and you also have a dedicated Builders Risk team. So I'll make sure that you each have my contact information, and I will be your point of contact for Builders Risk. So just wanted to go over some of our value limitations and a few of the other options with our Builders Risk. So for frame structures, we can go up to $8 million. So that's any amount subject. So if it's multiple buildings and there's space in between the buildings, we could possibly take a larger look at a larger frame project. So $8 million for one building, 1 PML is our limit for frame. For all other construction types, we can go up to $25 million. So anytime you have a question on a value or you'd like to see if it's a good fit for us, give me a call and I'll be glad to take a look at that. We can tailor our coverage forms, our coverage terms. So we can take a look at projects from 3 months to 36 months. So if it's going to be a quick project, they're going to get in and out of a remodeling project, we will be happy to do a customized term for you. We have flexible rating. I have rating authority at my desk where I can apply the best price up front, and then customized coverage options. In addition to our 16 automatic coverages, we have several different coverages available: contract change order, flood and earthquake, and delay in completion are just some examples of how we can customize the policy for you. I want to take just a few minutes to talk about remodeling. For remodeling, we can offer coverage for the existing structure and the remodeling project, or just the renovation portion of it. So that's some flexibility with our coverages. So if you need coverage for the existing structure, we'd like to work with you on that. We have extremely competitive rates for renovations, especially for the existing structure. We recently just lowered and modified our existing structure rates. We can take a look at all types of remodeling projects. So this can go from very minimal updates to the building to major structural work. So any remodeling, I would love to talk to you about. For remodeling, the scope of work is extremely important. So we need to know what work will be done on this project. So just wanted to spend just a few minutes talking about how to submit a remodeling project. All remodeling submissions should be started in our portal. We do require a detailed scope of work. So in our portal submission process, there is an open form box where you can enter in the scope of work. So if you will include what they are doing on this project, from minimal to no structural projects, all I need is the scope of work and the information that's included in the portal process. Usually I can release those quotes without any additional interaction with you, and it's a very quick process. For major structural projects, so this would be when they are moving, removing, repairing, or adding load-bearing walls or any load-bearing aspects of the building, we do require a structural engineering report. We can talk about those when you get those risks and just see, let me take a look at it, let me see if it is considered major structural work, and then we can talk about the specifics. But we would love to work with you on any remodeling, from those real quick flip projects all the way to major structural projects. We want to be your go-to market for that. So we quickly went over our appetite. We want to be your market for residential new, commercial new, residential remodeling, and commercial remodeling. So what I'd like to do now is just walk through a few recent success stories that we've seen in your area, just to give you an idea of how we customize the policy, the terms, the coverages, and also offered a very quick response time. So the first example is of a church renovation project. This was a remodeling for the church offices and meeting rooms. The value, $6.3 million. Construction, masonry, non-combustible. And the specifics on this is it was entered online with a detailed scope of work. So I was able to look at the submission, understand what was taking place, know that stated value was needed on this, and that this was going to be a short-term project of 9 months. Based on that information, we were able to customize the policy and meet the need of the client. So this was a good example of a remodeling, somewhat a unique remodeling project because it was a church with some unique characteristics of the building. So we were able to do that on stated value, and this builder had confidence that they would be done in 9 months. So we were able to do that in 9 months. So saved them a little bit of money on that as well. Something that we're seeing quite a bit of right now are remodeling projects that are a build out of an existing structure for a specific tenant. So the next example that we have is of a restaurant. This was a build out of one unit within a commercial building. So we've seen several of these lately. Restaurants we're seeing quite a bit of, fitness centers, indoor trampoline parks, medical offices, any time that only the renovation portion of the project is needed to be covered. We can do this very quickly. It's a build out just for that specific tenant, so they're usually very quick projects. So for this one specifically was a restaurant at $1.3 million, renovation only. The building is joisted masonry. The specifics on this were the renovation coverage only. We customized the coverage term for 6 months. And because the detailed scope of work was included in the portal submission, we were able to get this out very quickly without any additional interaction from you or the client. We knew what was needed, we were able to meet that need, and we sent that quote out quickly. The next example was new construction of a student housing facility valued at $3.8 million, joisted masonry. This one was going to be a larger project, so we did this for 16-month term instead of our normal 12. We did it at 16 months. We were able to offer flood and earthquake, so we added 2 optional coverages in addition to our 16 coverages that are part of our form. So anytime you know the project may take a little bit longer than 12 months and you want to make sure that the appropriate coverage is in place, we can meet that need by doing a longer term policy. The next example is of a commercial builder who does various commercial structures in a specific area. So this is new construction of buildings from $500,000 to $1.2 million. The construction type varies. For this specific builder, we customize the coverage terms. Sometimes their projects are 6 months, sometimes they're up to 24 months. We customize the pricing. We know that we're going to see repeat business from this builder. They have an excellent um, history, very good experience, so we customized our pricing and offered the best rate up front. We offer a very quick turnaround time due to these being entered into the portal. Any additional information is documented in the comments box. And for this specific builder, we already have the builder information in the system. We feel very comfortable working with them. So when we start seeing the same type of business over and over again, we are able to get those out very quickly for you. So this is just one example of a commercial builder that has many projects going on at one time. The next example is of a medical office, new construction of a walk-in emergency clinic, $2 million, joisted masonry. This one was entered into the portal and it did not trigger any underwriting holds. So we were able to get this quote out instantly. Anytime you enter in a submission into the system, it meets all of our built-in underwriting guidelines that are built into the system. Based on the value and the location, the quote can be sent instantly. So this is an example of that, a $2 million project. The quote was received within minutes from hitting that submit application button. We didn't need to customize anything on this one because the 16 automatic coverages met the need of the customer and the 12-month term was sufficient. Another example is of a custom home builder, and this one is we can either do this on a reporting form basis or a per start basis. So this specific project or builder, we do a per project policy for them. So this is not on a reporting form, but we do offer reporting forms. So for new construction, residential, values from $500,000 to $1 million. The values could vary. This is just an example of what we do for this specific custom home builder. They have multiple starts. I work closely with the agent, so I know the builder information. We are able to get these in the system very quickly with very minimal information. And also the 16 automatic coverages that are built into our form and our base rate meet the need for the customer. So we don't have to customize anything because what we are already offering is sufficient for them. Just a few more examples, and this one is of a hotel, new construction, $6.5 million. For this one, we added flood and earthquake, so those two coverages are available. We do have to map the location to make sure it's in an eligible flood zone and earthquake zone. So just submit those over, request the coverages, and I will map them and get back to you very quickly with the rate or for any reason if we're not able to offer flood and earthquake. But we do have a wide range of eligibility with those two coverages. So flood and earthquake were offered on this one, and then we did increase our property in transit, property and storage, and soft cost. Each of those three coverages are automatically included at $100,000, but this was a larger project, so we did increase this to meet the need of the customer. For the last example is of a hospice care center, so this is new construction. We have seen quite a few of these types of projects being built in your area. This was a $6 million frame. We increased a few of the additional automatic coverages, and we knew this was going to be a 14-month project, so we issued this at 14 months. It makes it easier to issue the policy up front for the longer term, because if we did it for 12 months, we'd have to extend it for 2 more months, send out an additional bill to the customer. So knowing up front and being able to customize the terms makes it so much easier for you and your client. It's less touches to that account, so you know you've issued it for 14 months, they're taken care of, they only receive 1 bill, you don't have to worry about it. For any reason, if coverage is still needed after the initial 14 months, we can extend that as well. So we have a lot of flexibility with our terms and then also with our extensions. So we've gone through a few examples. Just wanted to highlight, the recent ones that I've been working on and let you know that how we can customize this to be the best fit for you and your client. So we do not have just a cookie cutter approach. We want to work with you on what's the best need, and also to have a quick response time. So even though we're customizing our rates and customizing our terms and coverages, we can get that done very quickly and get that quote out to you and the policy out to you the same day. Usually it can be within a few minutes. So just in summary, wanted to talk about, the online portal. Please go on and log in. Feel free to do a test quote. For any reason, if you need access to the system, feel free to give me a call. It's a real quick process, or you can submit a registration online from our website. So you do want to start all submissions through the portal. So any residential, any commercial, any new construction, and any remodeling, you want to start in the portal. You will notice when you go through to do a test quote that there are just a few questions. We actually have 15% fewer questions than other companies. We did talk about our 16 built-in core coverages. So those, we have very generous sublimits automatically included, and they can be increased when needed. And there are no underwriting holds for new construction up to $3 million. So you can get a response within seconds if the project is $3 million or less. We also have the flexible terms for our billing of either direct bill or broker bill. So we also customize that to be the best fit for your client. So in closing, I just wanted to share my phone number and my email address. And Jeff Benson is also available to help with any builder's risk questions. So I do hope to work with you. At this time, I would like to just open up the line to see if we have any questions.
Hey, Donna. A couple questions did come in.
Okay.
And just a reminder, if you do have questions, please do use the chat questions box, and I will relay them to Donna for you. So a couple questions came in. One is, can you write short-term policies?
Yes, we can go as low as 3 months. So we can do any term from 3 months to 36 months. So whatever's the best fit for your client, we can do short-term policies. Our minimum premium is $400. So we do need to keep that in mind, that you'll see with our automatic coverages that is a very good price for the coverages that you are getting. But yes, we can do short-term policies.
Okay, another question. What are the limitations for quake and flood in Alaska?
For Alaska, I will have to send those specifically out to you. I do apologize I didn't bring my little cheat sheet in with me. Was kind of thrown off by that loud noise I think you all heard while we were doing the webinar. So I will send that out to that individual that asked. I will give you those specific requirements this afternoon, but would love to talk to you about Alaska builder's risk.
Okay, what insurance carrier are you using?
Yeah, that's a great question. We have partnered with Navigators Insurance Company. It is a standard program. In California right now, we are doing it non-admitted. So I don't know if we have any California folks on the line, but in California, Montana, those are the only 2 states remaining that it is a non-admitted. So we're doing Navigators Specialty Insurance. In all other states, we do Navigators Insurance Company.
Okay, if a project has already started, can I still use the portal to quote it?
Yes, we can take a look at projects that have already started. The portal will accept submissions and actually flow through the system when the project is up to 30% complete. So if you have one that has already started, 30% or less, put it through the portal. If all the other underwriting information meets the underwriting guidelines, it will flow through the system without any additional interaction with me. If the project is more than 30%, go ahead and put it through the portal. It will trigger a flag, and I'll be contacting you to ask some additional follow-up questions. So we just need to make sure that the situation makes sense and that we understand what we're on. Just recently, I've done some, that are much more than 30% complete, and it just depends on the situation. So if the project has started, enter it into the portal. If it's over 30% complete, I'll be in touch and we'll talk more specifically about those risks.
Okay. Another question. You mentioned 16 coverages were included. Can you list them?
Actually, after this call, I will send those out to you. But just a few that I like to point out are soft cost is automatically included at $100,000. Property in transit and property at temporary storage location, each of those are at $100,000. And then we have, the others that make up the 16. So I will make sure that you each have the table to show what's automatically included in our base rates. So that's a great question, and I'll make sure you get that information.
Do you offer earthquake and flood in California?
We do not offer earthquake in California, but we will offer flood based on the flood zone. So we would have to map that to see if flood is available. At this time, we do not offer earthquake.
Okay, one final question at the moment. What are the billing options?
Each time you submit a piece of business to us, you will select the billing option of either direct bill or agent bill, and that can vary based on the customer and how you would prefer that customer to be billed. So we can do any account, either agent billed or direct bill.
Okay, no other questions at this time.
All right, thank you very much. Well, great. Well, I owe some of you some follow-up information, so I will get that out to you after this call. And I do hope that we will be able to work together on Builders Risk. I would love to hear from you, so please feel free to give me a call or send me an email or submit something through the portal just to even do a test to see how quick the response is. So make sure to take down my name and my phone number that's on the screen. And if you need anything at all, feel free to reach out to me. And I do appreciate you taking the time to go through our Builders Risk program this afternoon, and hope you have a great day. So thank you. Bye-bye.